Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Samebike foldable fat tire e-bike. This one has a lot of upgrades from your traditional foldable fat tire e-bike. So it's got a big, huge color display, which is programmable. So no matter where you are in the world, you can adjust the speed on here with just the panel, which is really nice. It has an oversized, really comfortable saddle. It's got a back rack, which holds a lot of weight, and it has a front basket. All these are upgrades where a lot of e-bike companies will charge you extra for. And did I mention it's foldable and it goes really, really fast. Guys, we're going to take it on the road. We'll go over all the specs as I go for a ride. We'll get you some close-up looks to this, and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. Let's go. So I'm out here riding. It is a fantastic day to test out the Samebike foldable fat tire e-bike. In this video, I want to make sure that I test the speed, the torque, all that. And the first impression I got right off the bat, it has incredible torque. It's because it has a 1200 watt peak motor, which gets you 31 miles per hour. Now that's without any adjustments to the panel, which you can actually unlock the panel to go even faster, which is pretty awesome. As far as range, all that, so it uses a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery, and those will typically get you anywhere from around 40 to 80 mile range. 80 mile range would be where you pedal a little bit. 40 mile range would be more if you just did the straight throttle or you had some hills, terrain like that. One thing I did notice also is I'm not feeling a lot of bumps out here, and that's because of the dual suspension. You can see the front fork suspension, then you can see the suspension right behind the seat there if you look really closely in the video. It does have a 330 pound payload, so if you are up to 330 pound rider, or you're less than that and you have maybe a second rider on the back, small child, something like that, you could do that because it comes standard with a back rack. It also comes, as you can see in the video, with a front basket. These are both upgrades typically with e-bike companies. Now, this e-bike comes in at under $1,000 with all of this. So it has the power, it has the speed, it's got the accessories, it has everything, and it's under $1,000. Now, I got the black one here in the video, as you can tell. They also have kind of a grayish color, but I really like the black with these kind of like golden wheels, white walls, but they're kind of golden walls on the tires. I really like it. I think it looks really sharp with the black, in my opinion. I know they do ship to USA and Canada. I don't know about international shipping, to be honest with you, but I do know that they do ship both to USA and Canada, and I'll put links to this down in the description section of this video, so you can either select Canada or US. It does have a year warranty, I know, on all of their products, and 14-day return policy, so if you try it out, you don't like it, you got 14 days to return it. That's kind of cool. Not all places do that. Now it does ship, this one at least, shipped from a US location. It only took about 3-4 days to get to me once it was ordered. So that's really nice. Now this is one of those foldable bikes, so you can actually fold this down and fit this in those small SUVs. That's a huge thing, guys, because not everybody has a proper bike mount for an electric bike. Whereas with this, you could just stick it in an SUV, back of the truck, whatever you wanted to do. Now that was a lot of fun to ride. I love foldable e-bikes, especially ones that go this quick. And this thing was so fast, the drone was having trouble keeping up with me. So I actually had to go slower in the video than I really wanted to. So you couldn't really see the full potential of this e-bike. But I did get it up to about 40 miles per hour. Now that was going downhill, but the limiter did not kick on, and that's because you can control the speed right here on the panel. Typically when you get e-bikes, there are limiters. Now these limiters, no matter what size motor you have, and this has a pretty big motor, as I mentioned earlier, no matter what size your motor is or how big your battery is or what kind of voltage you have, any of that stuff, it's not going to matter, and that's because of that speed limiter. So this has the ability to unlock that limiter right here on the panel. So it's kind of a cool little feature. Not all e-bikes can do that. Some of them you have it's a lot more work to be able to unlock. So let me just mention a couple things. I already mentioned the suspension while I was riding, the front suspension, and then it has this monoshock suspension. Super important, guys. The seat's really comfortable too, so you just didn't feel those bumps. The basket is very handy, and it is affixed to the frame itself, not the handlebars. So that is something to consider. So if you are turning really sharp, your cargo can't be higher than your handlebars. Just something to think about when you are looking at doing cargo. But of course, there's no limitations to the back. So you could put a rack back here, you could put a big old bag, all kinds of options on this e-bike. It is 7-speed, like I mentioned earlier. It is a thumb throttle, not the half twist throttle. Some people really like the thumb throttle. It doesn't take as much on your like strain on your wrist just by using that thumb. Plus, the accident of getting off the e-bike and rotating it and taking off is a big concern for a lot of people, whereas this, you wouldn't have to worry about that. It wouldn't take off on you. It does have turn signals, which is something that is extremely unique on an e-bike, so that's kind of cool, and I didn't mention that earlier in the video. And it has a cute little horn as well, so it's an electronic horn, not just the normal bell that you flick off, so that has an upgrade as well. Big fat tires, like I mentioned before. I mean, these things are really, really big, meaty tires. It's got kind of like a white wall design, but it's actually tan, like a tannish goldish color. I kind of like it. I quite like it a lot. So there's some really cool features. So when you want to fold this bike down to fit it into your vehicle, so you don't have to have a big truck or a bike rack, you can fit this in the back of most SUVs. All you have to do, there's 2 steps. So you have this little latch right here. Now all that does is fold your handlebars down. So already right here, this will help fit in a lot of vehicles just because I lowered the height of it. But the other step is right here, and this is the frame itself. So as you can see, it just folds right in half. Now I'm not going to completely fold it down in half because I did throw out my knee, so I don't hurt myself, but I just wanted to show you that's all you have to do, and you just fold it right in half, and then when you're done, you lock it in place. You go ahead and do the same thing right here, just lock that in place, and you're good to go, guys. It does come standard with your fenders, again, front and back rack. Lots of upgrades for this price range. It shocked me. And the ability to unlock it, pretty darn cool. Any questions, comment down below, and if this is something you want to get, I will put links to the lowest price for this down in the description section of this video. Thanks again for watching. Bye.